She stole your
Hello.
thunder. Oh, fuck.
Oh, oh
Now we can
God.
start over.
Oh
We
no.
can go completely. The Zoom
Okay.
lady stole your thunder. You said we
Oh,
are, and then she went recording in progress.
I don't
Like
get that one.
it was very well timed.
Huh.
Because you're in charge. You know
Yeah.
you're recording because you press the record button.
Yeah, no, this is legal. Like in California, we're a two-party state. So that is a
Yeah.
legal requirement for the app to announce that.
Right.
So
Huh. So progressive, California. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode. Yeah. No, Ryan, that's fair. That's a
a
hands
lot
in
of
the
times
air.
it's used against employees, the fact that they
Yeah.
can't record their boss
Mhm.
acting poorly. But
Mm,
anyway.
not great. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 206 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, recorded on Monday, November 28th, 2022. Andrew Clark, Lucas DeRuyter, Ryan Holtz here. We're all dealing with some kind of issues related to technology or capitalism or whatever. Frankly, it's exhausting. If I sound terrible, it's because the laptop I usually record on broke. Hopefully it's getting repaired by Best Buy as we speak, or maybe I finally have to pull the trigger on a desktop. So yeah, I can't use my gaming microphone because my MacBook does not have a USB port. So living in the future, maybe history just repeats itself because Donald Trump declared his candidacy for the 2024 presidential election. That seems foolhardy, but what does this panel of white men in bow ties think?
Why would it be foolhardy? It's his one. He's definitely the most popular candidate. Like if there were other candidates, which maybe there will be, I don't know. Like he'd win, and also it's his best shot of not going to prison.
It seems foolhardy because I think unilaterally everyone he endorsed in the midterm elections lost.
A lot of them did, yeah.
Okay. The majority of them lost.
I don't think he cares. Yeah, I think it's like Andrew said, this is
No.
his free ticket out. He's like one last job. Like if we get this, we're out. I can pardon every crony and be done with it all.
Yeah, because if he's president, then it all goes away. And if shit gets, stacked up against him, he can just say, it's just because I'm running for office and this is the deep state trying to stop me. And like everything gets delegitimized to a degree. And of course, the Dems will go along with it because they'll go, it would be impolite to charge the enemy with a crime. We got to do the right thing.
I mean, this is Trump with nothing to lose. This is like, my back's against the wall, man. The FBI's raiding me. Like my tax returns are about to go out. Like the House of Cards is collapsing. Like I'm gonna pull some straight up Nixon shit if it means getting elected here. Because yeah, that's my get out of jail free card. Literally, because Mueller basically established that precedent that like, well, we can't charge a sitting president with a crime. That's not how this works.
Chicken shit. I can't go to jail for stealing the nuclear codes because I'm president again. You can't send a president to jail for having the nuclear codes. What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
If I sold the nuclear codes to Russia, it was because I had the best interest of America at heart.
Right.
I wanted to remove the threat of nuclear apocalypse by like getting rid of the entire concept of deterrence, because now we can't nuke them back. They don't have to nuke us because they know that we can't fight back.
It was something that I desperately wanted to talk about in this podcast is the concept that our good friend Sam Bankman-Fried is a loyal subscriber to, of effective altruism. I don't know if you guys have heard about this wackadoodle shit.
I know a little bit about the guy. I mean, like, I don't know anything about him. Like, I know who he is, like, that he was the head of this crypto thing and it all fell apart. And yeah.
Effective altruism it reminds me a lot of social Darwinism, which like a lot of the old 19th and 20th century like billionaires would use to like legitimate their existence. Is like, no, we are the best people. We deserve this money because we will do the most with it. But essentially it's more like, no, the only like the way to maximize happiness is for one person to make all the money and then distribute it perfectly amongst like just and worthy causes to maximize human happiness. And he considered himself this like prince that was promised that would be the first trillionaire, and he would use that money to
Fix the world.
fix the world. And also, by the way, it was a grift. Like he didn't really believe any of that. That was his cover. But there are people that genuinely like were suckered into believing in the concept of effective altruism and just like, yeah, nah, man, we gotta, if it's for the good of people, I should be doing all this shitty stuff because it's good for humanity doing all this terrible things.
So I Googled effective altruism. I had not heard of it prior to this, and thank you for that succinct explanation. A philosophy, a way of life is legitimate when you type it in and the first result is effectivealtruism.org.
Well, that's part of it. Is there is an organization called Effective Altruism, which is essentially just like a charity that billionaires donate a ton of money to, and then they get it back and they get to go, well, I only take 30% or $30,000 a year in salary. Like, ignore the fact that like I'm essentially donating millions of dollars to this charity and then taking out millions of dollars from this charity so that it's not income. Like, yeah.
Oh God.
When Sam Bankman-Fried was working as a finance bro before all the crazy FTX shit, he was donating 50% of his salary. Like that was his whole gimmick for like how he was like one of the reasons he was able to rise through the hierarchy fast was like, I'm donating half of my money every single year. A good like most of that was going to the Effective Altruism organization. Like just I'm donating 300,000 a year, which is half my salary, to charity. And it's like, well, let's dig a little deeper into what charities you're giving this to. So
it's me. I'm the charity.
Yeah. I am a charitable cause.
This might be the most capitalistic thing I have ever heard of, because I've heard people defend capitalism by saying, oh, the world's problems are going to be solved because the billionaire class is gonna fix them because they're good people, because they're billionaires, they're the best of us.
Yeah, exactly.
They can't be bad. This whole system is broken. And now, this is that in practice, but because this capitalistic system is terrible, it's just a phenomenal scam.
Yeah. Well, Andy admitted that he didn't believe in any of it and was just a straight up grifter in a weird DM to like a reporter. The reporter was just like talking to him and like somehow got him to just literally be like, I think his question was something like, so that stuff about like altruism and like trying to give away all like, billions and billions of dollars to charities and everything like that. Like, you never really believed in any of that? And he's like, yeah, I mean, it's just kind of what you got to do. Like, hee. I think he said hee in the text. And then he like expounded like us Western like moral value people need to spout platitudes in order to get anywhere. Just tried to like. It was really weird. It was some weird DMs.
Immediately going from one type of terrible dude to perhaps an equally terrible type, libertarian guys with Asian wives. That's what I'm getting from that sentence. Fuck.
Yeah.
Did you guys see that Japan is about to pass a law that allows charitable givings to cults essentially to be undone, to be Uno reverse card?
Wait,
if an investigation reveals that they were given under, I think the wording was either problematic or suspicious circumstances.
Is this for like the Moonies? Is this like a Mooney thing?
And this is all this is all because that dude assassinated Shinzo Abe.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of people in LA talking about how there used to be like all these Mooney gatherings like regularly in their neighborhood, and how they don't gather anymore because they're scared. And it's like, look, it's not good necessarily that
the
people
threat
are
of violence is bad.
but like, I mean, like, it's kind of Batman-y, right? Like, it's kind of like, oh, the bat signal's been shown and the bad guys don't want to gather anymore. Like, it's a little like that.
Yeah, no, they're gonna make a movie where Robert Pattinson assassinates Shinzo Abe
with a weird homemade can gun. Yeah.
Just a souped up t-shirt cannon.
Yeah.
The most effective weapon in human history, maybe.
Right. Yeah,
instead of a spud launcher.
Right. Instead of the terrifying like Batmobile lights coming on and the engine roaring to life, it's just a fucking like he's spraying toilet bowl cleaner into a PVC pipe and he's like, get ready, motherfuckers.
It works.
Yeah, you guys remember that shit? Did you guys have potato guns?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck was that? That was death incarnate. How are there not more accidents with those things, man?
They were a little ahead of our time. Like we heard about like kids a couple grades older than us using them, and fucking Tommy got shot in the gut with a potato at recess and had to go to the hospital, and now they can't have those anymore.
Right. I remember distinctly at baseball practice, like some dude showing up with a giant PVC fucking missile launcher, and he would unscrew the cap, had a spray of toilet bowl cleaner and would spray it in there, and then fucking jam a potato down, and we would all go to the outfield and he would shoot the fucking potato hundreds of feet in the air and we would all try to catch it. Like, what the fuck was like the mid-aughts, early 10s? That's weird, man.
That was wild, man. YouTube was up. YouTube was maybe the best version of itself, completely unmonitored, but before fucking fascist maniacs found it and used it as a grifting ground. Like, it's good shit. I miss it. Let's go back to the late aughts internet. Please.
One day.
But today, we're going to talk about some news, which includes the FTC is set to file an antitrust lawsuit against Microsoft for its attempted acquisition of Activision Blizzard.
We can't let Xbox own Call of Duty and Overwatch.
But they said they would give Call of Duty to Sony for 10 years.
No, see, what you have to understand here is that Microsoft is actually trying to fix the entertainment industry, because if they acquire all of the media and all of the money, they'll be able to distribute it as they see.
They will be
effective altruism in video games.
Right. That will confirm that they are the best because they have single-handedly
because they succeeded.
Destroyed everything. Like similar to the monarchy in England, like they are God's chosen people to distribute properly everything to everyone.
Is it the Quaker like moral structure, or am I thinking of no, not Quakers? It's a guy's name, whatever. Like back in like old America, and like their idea was that everyone had a set destiny. You could not affect whether you're going to heaven or hell, and the only way to know for sure before you died if you were going to heaven was to be successful financially. So it's like, if you're rich, that means God chose you because you're a good person. Poor people are bad people, and rich people are like morally superior.
Those have spun off into two beliefs that are very much alive right now, by the way. Like, the prosperity gospel preached by Joel Osteen literally talks about the fact that rich people got there because they deserve it. Poor people are like, rich people are chosen by God essentially to be wealthy because they are godlier and better, and poor people are not. They're heathens that don't deserve it, and that's why they're poor. That's why God allows them to be poor. even though like Jesus Christ exists, and that's kind of the exact opposite of Jesus Christ's whole thing. But anyway, and then also like Calvinists and other like
Calvinist. That's what I was thinking.
Oh,
of.
it was Calvinists.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Calvinists exist, by the way. Calvinists are still very much
no. I know,
religion.
but I mean, like
okay.
I read about it in the context of studies done in old America.
Right, that's when it rose to prominence. But yeah, no, Calvinists very much. There was a Calvinist church in not my hometown, but like in my home area. I remember. And I was like, Calvinists, that's a funny name. And then
I kept thinking of Conradism. Like
from
I just
BioShock? Is that what that
no,
is?
like I just imagined a name with a C and then it stuck. I'm like, that's not it. I can't get it out of my head. Yeah. Calvinist, that's what I was thinking of.
I think Calvinists nowadays are a little more like, oh, we're traditional. Like we try to we wear suits to church. So, I don't think that they're necessarily like business daddy mode anymore. I think that's spun off to like the mega churches because that's profitable, like to say, hey man, if you're rich, you deserve it. That's rich people tend to want to hear that. So
okay, apparently Calvinism started in the 16th century, which if I remember world history correctly, that's really when broader Christianity started taking off. That's when I think a lot of pagans were forcibly converted into Christianity.
That was way beforehand.
Really?
Yeah.
1600s would be too late for that.
Yeah,
that was like Dark Ages.
Europe was like entirely Christian at that point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be when was Martin Luther? Like the 1450s or something?
Right. Yeah.
Luther spinning off against the Catholic Church is when I think it really like became the dominant religion in Europe. Because then there was an alternative. You didn't have to be Catholic. You could be, well, I like this Jesus guy. He's pretty chill, but fuck the Pope. Like...
No, even before that, it was still like entirely. I mean, the end of the Roman Empire, like what they were doing was getting rid of the pagans and making them Christian. But when they became down with Jesus, and they're like, "Ooh, maybe we fucked up. Maybe this Jesus guy had it right all along."
Speaking of another guy who's gotten nothing but dubs after his criminal prosecution.
Yeah,
get up, come on, get down with the Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's just that meme with the guy in court with his hands like this, and it's like when the not being the son of God accusations are dismissed.
The Romans.
Okay, so. Cool. Christianity, not immediately a scam once it reached saturation, but you know what? 200-year buffer for it just to be like bold-faced chicanery. Okay.
I mean, like, look.
I know.
Is Christianity a scam?
We don't have to do this again, guys.
In the broader context of like Judaism existed and Jesus was a preacher of Judaism, and then a bunch of guys after he was murdered were like, hey, what if he wasn't a preacher of Judaism and
we got something here.
Was his own thing? I don't know, man. There's some pretty Jewish people tend to keep pretty good records. There's some pretty distinctive records that conflict with the gospel.
I remember like in church in Sunday school and shit like that. Like they're like, yeah, Jesus was Jewish. I'm like, Jesus was Jewish. And like, yeah, like, and he was right about everything. Like that was his whole, that's why we're doing this, is because Jesus was right about everything. They're like, yeah. I'm like, and just to go back to your first point, he was Jewish. They're like, yeah. I'm like, and so we're not Jewish though. Why? Like, well, because because Jesus was right about everything, so we have to do what he says. Like, you mean be Jewish? Like, no, the Jewish are wrong. But hold on.
No, the Jewish people killed Jesus. Yeah. They hated him. They were Pharisees. Mel Gibson told me so.
And after he died, did he then say, like, all that shit I said before was wrong? Be this instead? Like, well, no.
Not really.
He said carry on his beliefs. I'm like, okay, so again, why aren't we Jewish? Or at least closer aligned with them in a geopolitical sense.
In a broader political scale, you would assume. But it's interesting.
Yeah, I would just like to go on the record super quick and say that Is Christianity a scam so far in that magic is not real? Yes, absolutely, 100%. Is it a scam in that it is possibly a means for people to be better and answer some larger unknowns and existential concerns about life? Also, yes, because largely it's an institution that has abused and taken advantage of people, especially children, over the course of millennia. So
No,
yeah.
those are just the Catholics.
No,
That
yeah,
we
the
know
Catholics are the
of.
only
That we
ones.
know of. It's
Catholics,
probably
you're
the
right.
same.
You're totally right. No,
Wow.
it's just Catholics. There's never been a Protestant who did anything shitty ever.
Wow, my man gets married by a Protestant, and all of a sudden he's going to bat for that. Andrew got
Absolutely.
married last weekend.
I got married.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had to bite my tongue through that heathen speech.
This fucking monstrosity. I had half a mind to go full Dothraki wedding mode.
That very nice lady, by the way, so that's where you know our things are already off the rails.
Wow, so progressive.
That's where we went wrong.
Didn't even mention the Pope.
Damn. Do you think Francis would frown upon your marriage, Andrew? Well, he's so progressive. Everyone loves him. What would he think of a good Catholic boy?
He'd probably say something shitty like, oh, what a beautiful wedding. Like, I don't know. I'm going, God.
What a beautiful wedding.
What a
beautiful
wedding you have going on here.
How?
You have the Catholic, you have the Protestant, you're reaching a greater peace. And I assume you're going to make that Protestant convert to Catholicism, thereby proving that we are right, and that's how you achieve peace. That's right. You achieve the great peace by reaching hegemony and homogeny.
Yes.
Let us know.
I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. Drink this wine and you go to heaven.
Let us know in the comments, listeners. What do you think the Pope would have a bigger issue with? A Catholic gay wedding or a mixed religion straight wedding?
He would have some. I would love to hear his actual take, because I do think it would be something so fucking savagely underhanded, like just like, yeah. Oh wow, like marriage is a beautiful thing. I'm so happy for everyone involved, and I understand that like everyone needs to find their own path, and like I can't be there for all of my children and guide them perfectly down the path of righteousness, something that's fucking just so brutal, like he's brutally
not saying
unapproving
anything at all, but
right. But you can tell he just wants to fucking spit on you like in that exact moment.
He's insulting you in the sweetest way possible.
Yeah.
Also, how the hell did you and Jade have a wedding and the DJ didn't play I Write Sins, Not Tragedies?
It was on the list.
It was on the list, but he got almost every song on the list.
Yeah.
Andrew.
I may have gone a little too hard on Tom at that point in the night.
You've tried to walk back that statement so hard, and I love it.
Yeah, no, I did have a really good time at my wedding. I had a great time. Like looking back on it, it was pretty much perfect. He played a little too much Meatloaf for my taste.
A lot more Beatles.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that one song?
It seems like a lot of Beatles and a lot of Meatloaf, two bands that I really fucking hate.
There was plenty of disco though. That was fun.
Yeah, no, we asked him to play a lot of disco, so I appreciate that.
There you go.
It was a beautiful wedding, and thank you for making.
What a beautiful wedding!
What a beautiful wedding, said the Pope to the bride. Yes, and what a shame. What a shame the poor groom's bride's
also a woman.
Is a Protestant.
And thank you for making Ryan and I a part of it, Andrew. Even if it did mean that I wasn't able to play nearly enough Pokemon on launch weekend, a lot of other people did, though, because Pokemon Scarlet and Violet sold 10 million copies in 3 days.
Let me ask you, Lucas, does Pokemon Scarlet and/or Violet function now?
It always has.
Is this like when I said that Cyberpunk was working great out of the box?
Pokemon.
I've seen some shit.
Pokemon is yet to even attempt to give me a seizure, so that's a plus. Also, yeah, I don't know what other people are doing. I don't know how they're playing their games. I have not run into anything nearly that bad. The frame rate's a little jank, but like, I don't mind.
I've seen people like streamers who played it for 15 hours, like they have the track on their stream, like how long their stream has been, and they go in to check their game's playtime, and it's like 13 and a half hours. Like they dropped an hour and a half worth of frames. It's like, holy shit, man.
Yeah, I know it. I remember you saying some shit beforehand, like, oh, we're gonna have the discourse of the Pokemon graphics aren't good. And it's like, it's more than that, man. Like, this is not a, I mean, look, obviously it is playable, but for a while, and for some people, it wasn't. I read the IGN like review in progress of this game. Like, we'd love to give you a score, but we can't, because this game doesn't work. It's not functional. We've had like dozens of game-breaking glitches. They like showed an example of like they tried to have a Pokemon battle, and like the Pokemon were like in the ground, and the menus were just like repeatedly flashing. It was
didn't
terrifying.
we do this with Madden though, Andrew? And we were like, I don't know what everyone's talking about. This game's fine, and then we couldn't play it for months because it just straight up broke. I don't know. It's gamers love to be like, no, my $70 purchase is not bad.
No, it's the thing that I was excited about, so it's fine. I said a lot of good things about Cyberpunk, Lucas. I know where I stand with that game. Like, but I also know where that game stands in the broader context. Like, I know you like Pokemon. That doesn't make this a good game.
Let me ask you both a question.
Oh.
Do either of you know what a missing no is?
Yeah, that's a classic glitch. That was the missing Pokemon that like it was in Gen 1, right? Like, it would show up sometimes, you could glitch it, and then it would be this weird little letter, and it would say missing no.
So
okay, don't say some shit.
Maybe bugs are a feature and not a bug.
No, that was super rare. That was like
off.
Under very specific circumstances. It was almost like an Easter egg at that point, because it was like a cool, really rare bug in the code.
Yeah,
it wasn't fucking constant.
Comparably, the people that were able to glitch through the maps in Cyberpunk can find the whole sections of the map that never got finished, and they just buried them. Like
that's pretty cool.
That's a cool feature. This is intentional and good and makes the game better.
They broke the fourth wall. The developers...
I just want some consistency out of you, Lucas. I just want the consistency.
Okay, you know what, Andrew? You know what? I will change all of my opinions on Cyberpunk 2077 if it also makes Donphan a competitive Pokemon. If the Cyberpunk 2077 has a meta-ready Donphan, I am good to go.
Okay, but still, what I'm getting is I don't have to listen to you because I played this game for a long time and I like it.
And if putting pizza in an oven is baking, frozen pizza in an oven is baking, then also we have succeeded.
We were all just drunk enough for that conversation to land.
We were
really.
That was breakfast.
Sober.
Yeah.
There was
10:30 in the morning.
Drunk. We were dead sober.
None of us got drunk the night before.
The night before. Wait. The night before.
Oh no, okay, no, we did get a little
half
buzz.
of us were shit faced.
I didn't get super drunk. I got a little
very
drunk. Yeah, but no, we were stone cold sober when that conversation was happening. Unless you did shots in the parking lot at 15
Someone
degrees
in our party
Fahrenheit.
Was relatively tipsy.
Andrew, one guy pooped his pants that night.
I missed this story.
Oh, okay. A man,
it's an off-pod story potentially.
Yeah, no, a man that will be named later pooped his pants that night.
Which night? Wait, the night after the breakfast or before the breakfast?
Before the breakfast.
Oh no!
I didn't hear about it until a couple days later.
I still never.
But it makes the whole. It puts like extra context and comedy in this whole thing.
He may have been involved with a little bit of a beef with my fantastic partner Maria. She says hi, by the way. Andrew and Ryan on the podcast, listeners, not for you. So yeah, you know what? That's a little W for Lucas. I appreciate
She hates our listeners. She just fucking all of our patrons. She's just like, God, I wish they would die.
You keep me away from her patrons, and I hope you respect me being with you instead of her. You better.
There you go.
Amazon Alexa doesn't make any money, and departments behind it are seeing significant layoffs.
How would Amazon Alexa make
right?
money? Like, I'm now just realizing that, like, why did they do that other than for the fucking lulz? Like,
no, straight up.
I think it was one of those, like, they were trying to just take over the market so that eventually they could, like, monetize it in a way that, like, people wouldn't be able to get away. Because, like, right now, if they tried to monetize Alexa, excuse me, I mean, I don't really know many people that even use it, but like right now, if they tried to monetize it, like the people that did use it would just say, I'm gonna go use Google Home or whatever. So like that's, I guess, what they were trying to do. But like, also, like, how would they like the only way I can think of is like, hey Alexa, can you turn the lights off? Sure, I'll turn the lights off. Have you thought about getting a slice of Domino's pizza lately? Like,
right.
Or
just like a baseball bat, like, oh yeah, you want those lights on? That'll be 2 cents. Like, what? It's just 2 cents. That's not a big deal, right? Why not?
I mean, I guess you could also just have a monthly subscription for like having access to the Alexa technology of like $2 a month, but still, like, why?
If I remember how all of this shook out originally, Apple unveiled Siri in either the early 10s or the late aughts. That became a genuine selling point for Apple products. And then every other tech company was like, we got to have that too. And now we've come full circle where, yeah, this feature is so common that a lot of people don't engage with it. A lot of people just kind of ignore it. And I don't think it's a selling point anymore.
It's not. Googling is easy.
Yeah.
It's harder to bake in planned obsolescence to like, yeah, just like a shitty little smart speaker, you know, like I have smart speakers from a decade ago that still work exactly as they originally did. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Too simple.
There's no way to get repeat customers.
I mean, I never use those voice activated products ever. I used my Siri for the first time in like 3 years last week. Because I was driving, it was at night, and there was heavy traffic, and I didn't want to like mess with my phone that I had up. I had the GPS going, and I was playing like Spotify, and I didn't like the song, and I said, "Hey Siri, skip this song," and it didn't work. It closed the app. Like,
oh,
I was gonna say that you'd be surprised how far the technology has come, but I'm glad to see that you had the exact opposite experience. I when I was driving up to Oshkosh, I used my mom's smart car feature that like hooks into your phone and shit like that. And yeah, like the Facebook group chats were popping off, and I was just like listening to all y'all's messages, and like it was like, do you want to reply? And I was like, not really, but it's interesting that I can just like keep up with the group chat without taking my eyes off the road. Like on Facebook Messenger, like a text I could see, but I was kind of surprised that they were integrated with like everything. And I was responding to some text messages and stuff from other people, so I don't know. That was kind of neat. Voice recognition. I remember when, yeah, like the joke is the Anti-Donna sketch with the Scotsman who's Xbox, play game, and it can't recognize anything that he's saying. But I think it's actually kind of seen some strides. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of overlooked at this point. It's unnecessary. There's some smart home freaks out there that I bet you are making good money.
Oh yeah,
like
making good money. Like,
well, like they are providing a lot of profit for Alexa type devices because they hook up literally everything in their entire house to like their smart hub.
Oh, okay. I get what you're
Use
saying.
they have a smart speaker in every room that controls every aspect of their house,
So they,
from the
yeah.
temperature to the lights to the
So they're
devices.
paying Amazon to license the Alexa technology to
Yeah,
work
pretty
in their
much.
shit. Okay.
Everything hooks into like Google Home and Alexa and all that now.
Does Amazon have a smartphone?
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
No.
I'm kind of shocked by that.
I've never heard of one. Maybe they tried. I mean, Microsoft tried. That didn't go very well. Amazon smartphone. Now it takes you to the smartphone section of Amazon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I guess they decided between the iPhone Pixel and Samsung, not even a point in trying to get in.
Ooh, yeah, they tried. The Fire Phone,
Oh,
a 3D enabled smartphone
I
developed
thought
by
that was the
Amazon.
Samsung Galaxy 6.
Ah, and manufactured by Foxconn, Wisconsin's own.
Hey.
No, it's not.
I know. I'm fully aware.
I did not hear a word of when the Foxconn deal was going down. Famously in Wisconsin, famously negotiated, heavy air quotes, by smooth talker Scott Walker.
Scott Walker, Smooth Talker. I have never heard that nickname before.
Really?
Is that a thing people say? Scott
Yeah.
Walker, Smooth Talker?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Every time my dad talks shit about him, he's like, "Oh, smooth talker Scott Walker." Yeah.
But he's not that smooth of a talker.
Well, no,
No,
that's the joke.
Oh,
That's the joke.
He puts his foot in his mouth.
No, I didn't hear a word about like the human rights violations Foxconn was doing as that deal was being negotiated.
Yeah, of course, because a lot of people focused on like the bad part of this deal is that Scott Walker paid them billions of dollars. That's also a bad part of the deal. The other bad part of the deal is that, yeah, he was basically contracting war criminals.
I mean, look, Chinese manufacturers, human rights violations, like that's
They go with the
that's
territory.
a given, right? Like I don't know, man.
And
that's not like xenophobia, like
No.
knocking China or anything like that. Like American manufacturers have plenty of issues too, but like largely have been handled by like union organizing efforts and giant exposés that took place over centuries of like organizing our labor movement. And
Right.
China can't do that in its totalitarian system. So they're kind of where American business was in the early 1900s. Like, yeah, there is no human rights.
No
But
rights.
yeah, they basically tried to make like a weird, like, fucking, like hologram space, the Fire Phone. It had 4 front-facing cameras so that like it could make the phone like look like it was in space. I don't know, man. Weird shit. They tried. They really tried. And
I don't like that.
It only made it like 1 year. It was announced in June of 2014 and they discontinued sales in August of 2015.
Oh, so that was exactly the time period where AR technology seemed like the next big thing. And I can only think of it being executed successfully in like 2 video games. And that's it.
And even then, like, successfully is in giant air quotes.
Right. Everyone turned the feature off in Pokemon Go because it drained your battery so fast.
Yeah, you could only play like half the time if you had AR mode on.
It's a fun feature in Bravely Default, though. I'll stand by that. Always sticking to Bravely Default. If I'm in anybody's corner, it's the Bravely Default. Bravely Default 1 specifically. OG Bravely Default. That's gone some places I do not care for. OG Bravely Default. Rock solid. Also just super quick, speaking of 2 steps forward, 1 step back with technology, I got an email from Best Buy while we were talking saying my laptop is ready for pickup. Does not say if they fixed it. Does not say if it's good or just completely borked. Which
that'd be funny. Yeah, your brick is ready for pickup. Your
right?
very expensive paperweight is ready to be picked up from Best Buy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that means it's good, but I don't know.
I'd hope they bust out the paddles, throw everything at it if
Yeah, no,
but
dude,
not even the
they
days of
do.
work didn't
They
do it.
try, but like
None of those like pieces of technology are designed to be repaired. Like the
Yeah.
manufacturers very much want to make it as hard as possible to repair them. In some cases, like Apple, literally making it like against their terms of service to attempt to repair things.
Mhm.
And if you do, you get no help from them whatsoever.
Also,
So,
there are a lot of cases where like shit on your technology just gets fucked up so much that it cannot be fixed. It's very hard to explain to boomers sometimes when they're trying to get you to do something that when you say it's not possible, they just say like either no, you're not trying hard enough, or I just need to find someone that knows more about this. Like, no, sometimes it just is dead. Like, if I brought you a corpse and I
right.
said it's not possible to revive this, they wouldn't say, no, I need a better doctor.
I mean, I think it's part of the JFK conspiracy, right? Is the aspect of like he's the president of the United States and he like died in the hospital. It's like, bro,
His head got blown off.
His brains were outside his body, bro. Like they pronounced him dead at the hospital because there was probably enough of a brain stem that he had a pulse. Like there was nothing there, man. It was over. Yeah.
Speaking of tech stuff, speaking of Apple products, a lot of updates with Twitter, a lot of updates with Elon. I think one of the biggest ones now, and this is fairly recent, is that Apple is threatening to remove Twitter from the App Store.
Because they violate their terms of service by being filled with hate speech that's being unregulated.
And security concerns. Like people are talking about the fact that it is a huge security risk as long as the like actual security team is so ridiculously undermanned. Like, yeah, any bad actor could pretty easily breach it at this point. And
I mean,
also
the the owner of the company is using that company to spread literal misinformation in the forms of memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then also posting pictures of fake guns and cans of Coke.
Can we talk? I wanted the main reason that I brought this into the discussion was his fucking bedside table. Y'all see all those rings? What the fuck? This dude's one of the richest people who has ever lived in human history. Man's got, I'm counting like 7 or 8 fucking water stain rings on his bedside table. Like, bruh, invest in some coasters, man.
Right.
Dude, it's all that
this
Coke.
Is sad. Yeah, how much Coke? Diet Coke too.
A
like,
literal toy gun on like what kind of loser nerd are you?
Next to a vintage gun.
Yeah.
And that's not just that's Diet Coke caffeine free.
Yeah.
Did he get those out of whatever the soda equivalent of like a wine catacomb is? I thought Coke Zero replaced that.
No, it's still a thing. My dad drinks it.
I think he went to a Mormon convention.
But this means one of two things. That either Elon Musk has not cleared his bedside table of the Cokes he's apparently drinking in bed for days, or Elon Musk drinks 4 caffeine-free Cokes because he likes the taste so much that he drinks one after the other.
He's chain smoking Diet Coke caffeine free. So I just got to get my hit, man. Yeah.
God.
No, I mean, I'm sure. I'm assuming that's one day, but I don't know, man.
That has been kind of fun, though. I'm not the first person to make this observation, but has been a little fun to see Elon make broad, sweeping changes to Twitter under the assumption that it actually was run by woke leftists, and is like trial and error failing his way into realizing, oh no, Twitter was, as was documented, largely run by libertarian tech bros, and like whatever kind of quote unquote progressive policies they had internally are just the result of this is the only way this can make any kind of money.
Yeah. No, he's realizing that, like, oh, corporate sponsors are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that Fox News commercials are all fucking My Pillow and weird boner pills are because, like, fucking Coke doesn't want to be on Fox News. Like, that's how this works. You cannot be too far in any direction to upset a brand.
I mean, it's
not
what
gonna
we've
happen.
It's what we've been talking about for years. It's just that this idea of cancel culture is that people don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look, they're canceling me by not sponsoring me. They won't give me their money, which means they're suppressing my rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
I mean, it's a very white sentiment in the first place, though, that
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, as a white man, I am entitled to this billion-dollar fortune. Like, this is my birthright. And anything that you do to jeopardize this billion-dollar fortune is
psyop.
an infringement on my rights. Like, literally. This is anything that you do to try to impugn my ability to make ungodly amounts of money is literally violating my freedom of speech.
My dad didn't put myself and my stepsister / mother through college for you to criticize me like this.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Elon lied about the death of his firstborn child, as confirmed by his first ex-wife. That's not relevant to what he's doing to Twitter or any of the heinous stuff he does. I just feel like it's worth noting that.
Yeah, just another check mark on the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he might be actually the worst dad.
Yeah.
He's up there, man. In terms of, like, someone who's not obviously, like, currently in prison for crimes that they've committed against their children, he's up there.
He named a kid alphanumerics as a joke.
Yeah.
He said you can't win them all when asked about his daughter that wants nothing to do with him, like none of his money, none of his anything. He's just like, well, I got 10 kids, can't win them all.
Jade was telling me about, like, Elon's dad. She, like, did some digging, and, like, Elon's dad is, like, on top of, all the other human rights shit that he's violated.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of in a cult.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is, like, you have to have as many children as possible. Like to the guys specifically, like, father as many children as you can. You don't have to parent them, but you do need to come in as many vaginas as possible as quickly as you can to, like, some sort of, like, populating the earth shit.
Yes.
And like, that's where Elon gets it, is that his dad, like, raised him saying, like, you need to have a ton of kids. You don't need to raise them, but you do need to have a lot of children.
Listen, Elon, which is a name I gave you for some goddamn reason. You are rich and therefore the best and smartest, so it is your responsibility to spread those genes around. And so what if you fucked a cat in college? Like, that's chill.
What?
Okay, that one might be hearsay. That one might be heretical.
That one might be hearsay.
I've seen that reported, like, tangentially, but I've never seen the deep dive on that.
Is this like that college gun girl, like, shit her pants at the party, and, like, it's
wait, that's confirmed.
No, it's not. That
is like, absolutely
that
confirmed.
it was confirmed that she did not. That was made up.
Oh,
trust me, dude. There's nothing that I wanted to be true more than that.
There's photos.
There was a photo of a blonde girl with curly hair, face down, with what looks to be poop on top of her butt on the outside of her dress.
all right.
Never mind.
Well, I scrambled to incorporate that into a title. Let's move into the breakouts. Ryan, your timeline is a little wonky. You have anything you want to shout out first?
I finished The Crown, the most recent season of The Crown. Imelda Staunton, aka Dolores Umbridge from the Harry Potter series. Every millennial's like least favorite person on planet Earth. It was good. It was classic Crown. It was very slow burn, character drama. They're already teeing up the Diana death that's coming in next season in theory. So we'll see. Got to witness Charles and all his shithousery. I don't know. It's good times.
Good to hear. I watched H Bomber Guy's Roblox_oof.mp3 video, which began as a video essay trying to uncover the origins of the iconic Roblox oof sound effect, and then just devolved into an examination of video game sound designer, figurehead musician Tommy Tallarico, who is a habitual liar. Just across the board. He claimed to be the first American to ever work on a Sonic game, which, blanket untrue. Sega Sammy was founded as a US-Japanese company. There have always been like Americans in positions in Sega. And also, he's not even the first musician to work on a Sega game, to work on a Sonic game. Famously, Michael Jackson did. And like, it's wild. It's wild to see a dude who so desperately wants to be like 25 again, so desperately wants to be a rock star, just live this ridiculous, sad lifestyle that's also only made him millions of dollars. So I don't fucking know. I very much recommend this video. Tommy Tallarico lies about how many Guinness World Records he has. He is that kind of dude.
Have you guys, so you guys know the archetype of like the person who's like, I'm brutally honest. If you can't handle it, like stay away.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I've dated someone who is, that's their thing, is that they're like, well, I'm a habitual liar. So well, you can't blame me. That's just who I am. I lie all the time. When I am presented with the option between telling the truth and lying, even if it doesn't benefit me at all to lie, I will lie. That is my thing. And I was like, you're very self-aware about this aspect of your personality, which like, I can see how you can spin being honest as like a positive, even though it's just you being an asshole. Like, I don't know how you spin I just lie. I am like distrustful. It's impossibly, I am untrustworthy in every sense of the word. I don't know how you spin that to be a positive in your brain, but they were out and they were proud. I'm a habitual liar. So
so fun and quirky.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was just Manic Pixie Dream Girl. Like they just saw a Zoe Deschanel movie and they were like, you know what? Can't handle me at my best. Or worse,
today I'll cause problems on purpose.
Yeah.
Zoe Deschanel, not even once. Andrew, how is Andor? How was Andor?
Andor good, man. Like I hadn't been able to see the last 2 episodes because, you know, getting married and all that shit. And I finally watched them today, and it is just really, really good. The last 2 episodes kind of like tied up the story more than like progressed it. I mean, like tied up what we like had been seeing more than progressed it. It was still really like good and well done, but like the first, I want to say, are there 12? I think there's 12 episodes in the series. Like the episodes up until those last 2 episodes were like, mwah, like pretty perfect. Like I was so blown away, not just by like what it had to say and the quality of the writing and the quality of the acting. It's visually stunning. It's like its themes like are so poignant and also like delivered like in such like perfect timing and grace. Like I can't say enough about it. I don't care if you don't like Star Wars, you should watch this show. Like you really should. I know you didn't really care for like Blade Runner 2049. I know you said you did like the original Blade Runner. Like visually though, there's a lot of similarities between this show and those movies. Not really themes, but like visually, it's like it really takes you back.
I actually, now that I think about it, that's maybe across the board a decision I disagree with of the new Star Wars trilogy's set decoration. Like even the Rian Johnson movie, like the future looks too good. Like sci-fi looks too good in the new Star Wars movies. Like things are shitty in science fiction too. They're allowed to look shitty, but yeah, okay.
And
go for it.
No, go ahead.
You're giving a great pitch right now, and I don't know, as 2022 top 10s creep up, maybe I'll binge through this, get it on the list. I do have to ask though, did the fear you had that everyone had come to fruition? Did
No.
Darth Vader okay.
No, like that, and that was going to be my next point is like the people that made this show said this is going to be a show about the little people. Like I've heard a lot of people call it like ground level Star Wars. And you got to call it what it is. It's just getting rid of all the silly shit. It's just ignoring all of the dumb parts and being like, we're going to take the handful of good things and then just mix it up with like good old-fashioned hard sci-fi and like give it a good story and good characters. And no Darth Vader, no Jedi shit, no Sith. No, there weren't even like, a ton of, heavy-handed Easter eggs like Star Wars always does. They didn't do that. Nobody used the Force. I didn't see a single lightsaber. What? I was like, oh, thank God. No, I got through it without all that shit.
Was there any mention of jizz? How much jizz is in
Andor? No jizz. Although, this is the first instance of like sex in Star Wars, apparently.
Mando wasn't fucking?
No.
What?
No, they made sex canon in Andor.
Pretty sure it's already canon, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but like there were no like intimate scenes in the other Star Wars shows, I guess. Like people, I guess, checked. Like, no, this is the first sex scene.
Actually,
and it was not graphic. It was like, your classic, they're making out and the door closes and then it skips to the next day and, one person's putting their clothes on and that kind of thing. But still.
Actually, Ryan, sex might not be canon in Star Wars. A major plot point of the Star Wars Episode 1 is that Anakin
is Jesus,
is a product of immaculate conception. A plot point that definitely went somewhere.
Yeah, and they never did anything with.
Like, that would be funny if like every kid was immaculate conception. Like,
yeah,
God is just impregnating every woman in the galaxy.
I mean, the Force is real. Like the religion that the Jedi have is like certifiable in this show. Like they could have done something with that, but they didn't.
No, but midichlorians.
Yeah. It's like in Dune where like the religion is real. It is correct. Like no, we got this one right.
Yeah.
Right. Or the Lord of Light in Game of Thrones. We just got to the Brotherhood Without Banners section.
Yeah.
When Beric Dondarrion gets revived, and it's just like
once
again, this is just
real.
Like, look, this god might be a dick, and
but he
you might not want to worship him, but he's real. He's definitely real. He has real power. Varys had like that sorcerer and he heard him in the flames. There's been a demon who murdered a brother.
Yeah.
He's bringing people back to life. Like,
fire magic real. And shit. Yeah.
This guy's real.
Another thing that definitely went somewhere and had a broader impact.
No, all the Dothraki swords. And then...
I have been playing a lot of Pokemon Scarlet, as I mentioned at the top of this. I am 2 gyms, 1 star mission, and 1 Herba Mystica mission into the game. Yeah, this game, boy, it runs like an open world game on the Nintendo Switch. But I'm enjoying it very much so far.
There are open world games on the Nintendo Switch that are critically acclaimed.
Yeah, Legend of
fucking
Zelda.
Xenoblade just got nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh God, I just realized Pokemon came out too late for this year's Game of the Year award. I do not know how it's going to fit into next year's. That'll be
I don't know if it would fit into
interesting.
this year's.
Was it really gonna get nominated? I'm
Best
curious.
best RPG, best
Oh, okay.
JRPG.
Not best game. That's
Right. I feel like it's
I was like, best game. This Pokemon Kids baby game for babies.
My one major criticism of it though is that, boy, it has like a solid hour and a half to really like get going. It takes longer to get what?
I see
The consistency.
I do.
Both of you guys
recall.
refuse to play Horizon
Hey.
Zero
Oh
Dawn.
my God.
Hey, am I playing a Pokemon open world game right now?
No, I'm not.
Absolutely not.
No, this is not a criticism leveled against Ryan, because
Yeah, because
as
I'm
much
consistent.
as I disagree with him, he is consistent. Lucas, you wouldn't play that game because of the long ass intro.
It was a long intro. I
I,
don't disagree with Lucas, but no, I had the same thought as Andrew. I was
At
like,
least-
hold on.
at least I get a little alligator buddy. At least I get a Fuecoco in Pokemon's intro.
You're just saying things.
If you gave me a little robot best friend in Horizon Zero Dawn, I'd be fine with that length of that intro. But then once you do get through that longer than I think it should be opening, you are just in Pokemon. Like there is no, and Ryan will know what I'm talking about. Like in like the opening of most Pokemon games, it's like, yeah, you can catch a rat and a bird and a ferret and maybe a caterpillar here. No, they're giving you the weird Pokemon right out the bat. Like you had Whoopers running around immediately. I think the first Pokemon I caught was like Lechonk, the pig Pokemon in this game. But yeah, no, there are psychic types out there immediately. There are dark types. There are ghosts just out the bat. Like you are like in the shit. You are in the Pokemon shit right out the gate with this one.
How does the Pokemon spawn mechanics work in this game? Because usually it's like on this highway at this time of day, this Pokemon will spawn. How and at this rate? What is it like now with open world?
It is exactly that, except they are physically spawned. There are 3 models walking around that you can throw Pokemon balls at to battle or walk into.
But is it only like certain areas at certain times and stuff that certain Pokemon spawn, or is it like at any given time, any given Pokemon could spawn anywhere?
There is a day and night cycle. So it rather than being tied to the real world's time, it is an in-game time. So there's no clock resetting. There's no well, it's noon and this Ghastly only comes out at night, so I guess I can't catch a Ghastly today. If you like do something else for like 5-10 minutes of real world time, it'll be night and you can catch that Pokemon.
But you walk out of the starting area and there could be a literal fucking Mewtwo. It's just remarkably slim chances? Or how does it work?
No, I don't think Pokemon are tied to specific areas.
Okay.
I think it's a little more advanced than routes. It's like, yeah, these Pokemon will be on these couple of routes, but like only by waterfronts or something like that. And,
I saw one guy on TikTok who it was like a glitched Tyranitar. And he was just like, the what? And then he caught it, and it was like level 67 Tyranitar.
Oh.
And he was just like, what? And he was confused. And yeah, I wasn't sure if it was just rare or if he was confused because he was like, why, that shouldn't be here. I'll take it, but it shouldn't be here.
Was it a regular Tyranitar or like a robot Tyranitar?
I think it was regular.
Okay, because there are like past and future Pokemon in this. I've yet to get to them, but yeah, they made one of my personal favorite Pokemon, Donphan. like prehistoric and usable in Pokemon games now, and I'm very excited about that.
Biggest Dawn fan.
The elephant.
Oh, it's like an elephant armadillo thing.
Yeah. You can curl up into a ball. It's cool shit. Yeah, people have been pretty mixed about the new Pokemon designs in this one. I'm kind of on board for it right now. One of my favorites, one of my team staples is Tandemouse, which is two little mouses who are a couple, and they evolve into Mousehold. And then they have kids. Then they're two mice with either like two or one baby mice.
Mousehold. Okay.
Pretty good. I can't wait to catch Tinkatonk, which is just a little pink gremlin with a giant hammer that attacks birds for fun, apparently. And I love it.
Wait, so this is a field type Pokemon, Tandemouse?
Yes.
How long has that been a thing? Field type?
Probably. Oh yeah, since the breeding mechanic was introduced, so Gen 2.
Gen 2? What?
Yeah.
Field?
Isn't that gold and silver?
Yes.
I've played those.
Yeah. You ever wonder?
So it's not like fire type. It's like a different
Yeah,
thing?
this is tied to the breeding mechanic. Field types can only have make eggs with like other field types.
Okay, so this is like Sun Zodiac versus Moon Zodiac. Like this is they say type, but it's not the type. It's
right.
Okay, that's bullshit. I hate that.
Yeah.
But also it makes more sense. It's not field type. So I was like, that's just grass, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just call a field type. It's apparently also the only Pokemon that can use Population Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
What's Population Bomb?
That is an attack like the move Double Slap or something, where it's like this attack can hit 1 to 5 times, except Population Bomb, it's up to 10. Yeah.
And is it based on the fact that they reproduce fast?
I think so, yes.
Those
mice fucking has been canonical in Pokemon since the beginning. And this is just a further reestablishment of that. Take that, Star Wars.
Is the family of 4 stronger than the family of 3?
No, but the family of 3 is more rare. Yeah. Which
way less.
Oh.
The family of 3.
That is a mechanic. That could be a factor. Don't use low kick against the family of 3. It will be less effective. Yeah. Either of you watched the new Rick and Morty? New Rick and Mortys?
Rick and Morty.
Morty.
The plural. No, I have not.
I have not either.
I'm trying to finish up Ozark. I finished The Crown. Rick and Morty is like the last show on the list, and then I'll be it for the year, man. I got so many shows.
Right. Cool. Cool. I won't talk too much about them. Middle of the pack, I think, for both of them.
Oh no. So were they your least favorite of the season so far?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Well darn.
Banger week for Chainsaw Man fans, though. Good manga, good episode.
Chainsaw Man fans just eating dubs over here.
Oh my god, left and right.
Yeah, just once you want an L, but they just keep coming.
They can't lose.
We're eating dubs. Our boy is eating barf. It's a great time. It's a great time all over the place.
And I'm not gonna ask. I know you want me to ask, and I'm not gonna. So
that's the thing about Chainsaw Man. You talk about any part of Chainsaw Man, and it merits an ask, and that's why I love it.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I'm wise to your social manipulation at this point, and not gonna ask.
I become predictable,
and I know Andrew won't either.
Anyway, yeah. Boy, have I realized lately I love media where it is just broken people fighting desperately for any semblance of happiness. And oh no, they're too far going, man.
It's just you always ascribe so much more meaning than I observe in any of the media that you consume.
Well, no, like I would say that this is Lucas finally boiling it down for the first time ever. And every single piece of media is just him describing this trope of broken people trying to put it together, but they just can't, but in different ways so that it sounds
Yeah.
unique and novel. But it's always that. And it's just like, no, look, he's a guy, rough childhood, like he's got a mentor, but the mentor like starts to get distant and like just there's always a different pathway, but it's the same story every time.
We talking about Barry? We talking about Barry right now?
Good.
Barry is Chainsaw Man without demons and in Los Angeles. Chainsaw Man is Barry, but with
No,
demons.
it's not.
Chainsaw Man is Barry.
You can't pull this shit anymore, Lucas. You can pull this shit with the other anime and manga you consume because you know we're not going to read it. I read that shit along with you. That's not what this shit's about.
Andrew, thematically, it's the exact same.
Oh my god.
Thematically, you would love it. On paper, Andrew, you should like this. Why don't you like it?
Why do you hate people trying to self-actualize, Andrew?
Yeah, wow. Says a lot about you.
Yeah.
Guy who just got married and is objectively probably doing the best.
I'm pretty happy.
Emotionally and romantically fulfilled.
Gotta love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but secretly, deep down, he's just tortured soul like the rest of us.
Lucas is doing the you know how people do the literally me thing with like, you know, Drive and Scarface and Don Draper and all that shit. Like, oh my god, he's literally me. Lucas is doing that with like manga about people
Sad
with magic powers.
Oh, I was just thinking like sad people. Like, oh man.
Oh,
you guys ever see oh god, what is that movie? Jake Gyllenhaal, where he's a paparazzi.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, y'all ever seen Nightcrawler? Dude, that's so me. Just like the saddest fucking like the biggest sack of shit.
Yeah, dude,
man, dude, that guy's so me. It's
one of my least favorite movies, even though I know it's objectively a really good movie.
I like Nightcrawler a lot, but fuck,
horrific to watch.
Jake Gyllenhaal's character, oof.
I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think about the one scene in Chainsaw Man where the main character, for the first time, allows himself to expect more than the bare minimum for himself, to be greedy, and I tear up a little bit thinking about that. Thinking about him like, I'm allowed to want more. I deserve more than where I'm at. That hit me hard. It's just like me for real.
Oh, it was just you. There you go. I thought that confession was going to be a lot darker because it had the same energy as the. So you guys know when Bugs Bunny dresses up as a girl, buddy? I don't even, what is that even from? But yeah, I don't know. That was the energy that it started with. Like, you know, that thing where. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Manga.
Chainsaw Man good. Chainsaw Man great. Speaking of greats, is Jordan Love about to be one of them? He scored a touchdown.
Did you watch every snap, Andrew?
I wasn't able to find every snap. I was able to see the like the NFL presents highlights of the game, and I think they showed like 7 of his 9 pass attempts.
There you go. I mean, because they were all pretty good.
Yeah, no, he looked solid. Even that incompletion in the end zone, like we were just going
it was
for,
on the money.
Yeah, that
was a tight window and a basically impossible throw. But like,
yeah, no, he
was there.
He got out of the pocket. He avoided pressure. He made a crazy sidearm throw directly to his receiver, and like might have been pass interference that wasn't called. Doesn't really matter, but it was a dime of a throw for sure. And then yeah, like that touchdown to Christian Watson was just find the open guy, put it in a good spot, let him go to work. Yeah,
that was straight Aaron Rodgers mode. Like if you watch his release on that shit, he like absolutely slinging it. And the second that I saw Christian Watson had like 3 yards of separation,
I was like, oh,
this is a touchdown. Like that dude runs, his limbs move so slow, but he's just passing people, and it's like, are they all just slow? Like it's just like, go, I know you're fast, and like you don't realize that no, he just he's very long, so
It's like a
his limbs
gazelle
move
out
slower.
there.
Right. When Tyreek Hill is running, his legs are a blur. He looks like the Flash from a cartoon because he's short. When fucking Christian Watson is
He
running,
looks like Usain Bolt.
Yeah,
with his
no.
long ass legs.
you can't tell because the people next to him, their legs are moving much faster than his. But you're like, wait, but he's pulling away from them. How does this work? It's kind of terrifying.
Yeah. If our run defense wasn't just so fucking atrocious for the 6th year in a row, I'd say the future, we could have something here with this team, even
Get
without
on over
Aaron
here,
Rodgers.
Jim Leonard.
Has
You know what you want
honestly,
to.
yeah.
Let's do it.
has there been any reporting on why Aaron Rodgers was out that quarter? What is
Broke his ribs.
He claims he has ribs. I don't believe any of that shit.
Okay, so yeah,
Aaron Rodgers has lied to us for so long, and we think all of a sudden that like he wouldn't just be like, "Oh, I'm playing kind of bad." Hey guys, my thumb's broken. Did you know that?
I mean, there was this whole thing.
The season's going down the drain, and there's nothing I can do. I'm gonna act hurt, and if we score a touchdown, I'll be a hero, and if we don't, I'll just leave the field and be done for the day.
He also said something after the game where he's like, I want to keep playing as long as we're like mathematically not eliminated. Once we get eliminated, all bets are off. It's like because he knows they will be like just full, and we all know it too, but he just like said it out in the open, like, yeah, no, we're gonna get eliminated soon, so maybe then I'll sit out.
No, it should be Jordan Love the rest of the way. It probably won't be. We'll probably start Rodgers one more game, but no, if Aaron Rodgers played his last game in a Packers uniform, it would not be the worst thing in the world for me.
No.
Yeah. I'm ready to go. I want to say, honestly, at this point, I'm at like not asshole prove it stage for so many people in the organization. Like I'm not like, you guys fucked up. I hate you so much. If you don't win a Super Bowl within the next year, I'm bailing. But like all right, so what can Matt LaFleur do without an MVP caliber quarterback? What does Jordan Love do when he's in the starter role with a week's worth of preparation and the other team has film and has prepared for him? What does Brian Gutekunst do when it's time to like maybe think about reshuffling personnel a little bit? Like these guys that like we've had success with in the past, but like how much of it is chalked up to like the Aaron Rodgers factor, and how much of it like do we need to reevaluate moving forward?
On some level, this is like the first opportunity Matt LaFleur is going to have to really prove himself, no strings attached. It's been widely reported now that Aaron Rodgers is, he would like to be the coach of the Packers on top of being the quarterback. So then it sounds like Matt LaFleur has, like at every level, he's had a compromise around Aaron Rodgers, and probably not going to do that for long.
The problem too, though, is that like our roster is just so depleted. Like we have shown, like the ability for us to utilize Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon this year has made me think like, it's a good coach. We've just got a quarterback who refuses to throw the wide receivers that he doesn't trust, and every wide receiver on the roster is a wide receiver he doesn't trust. Like there was nothing that he could really do. His hands were completely tied, and now he's got Christian Watson and he's utilizing him really well, and he's still got these running back talents and they're being utilized really well. Big Bob is still like a really solid tight end, like better than he has any right to be. I don't know. Like I do have faith in LaFleur. That's why I'm saying it's not like prove it, man. Like you're out of here. You're on your ass if we can't win something in the next year.
But they are going to have to.
All right,
let's earn the job.
Right. Let's get a real look at how good you are. I have nothing but appreciation for what you've done in Green Bay so far. This season's a wash. Fuck it. I don't care. I'm not a spoiled Packer fan. Like, we can have a losing record and I'm not going to abandon the team. I'm watching every week, baby.
Things change in sports. Like, they change fairly quickly. I mean, like, not as fast as college sports, but, we're going to see if, like, Matt LaFleur is the kind of coach that hangs around for a couple of years, or if Matt LaFleur is going to be the coach for the next 10 years. And what does he do with that team and what's it look like? Because there's a lot of people that are going to be on the outs in the next, this offseason and the next offseason. Like, it's going to look very different in a couple of years. Like, who's going to be running the show at that point? Like, we're going to We're gonna find out. That's kind of what makes sports fun.
Yeah. I wouldn't hate if we got Hackett back after he inevitably like
Gets
leaves
fired
the
at the end of the
biggest shit
season.
show on planet Earth. Like, God, the Broncos make us look decent. Like,
Yeah.
God damn, man.
Like Aaron Rodgers, I said it in a group chat. Like Aaron Rodgers is disappointed this year, like for his expectations and the amount of money that he made. But it could be worse. He could be Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is getting paid just as much, is playing much worse, and we didn't trade a couple of first-round picks to keep Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
The Broncos are in a bad spot.
Right. And you're looking at Russell Wilson and you're like, God, they really fucked up. That's embarrassing. Like, how will the franchise ever recover? And then you remember that the Cleveland Browns hired a serial sexual predator who hasn't played a snap in years and gave him also that much money. And,
Guaranteed.
Yeah, it was basically fully guaranteed. Is he suiting up this week or is it next week?
Yeah, it is this week.
It's this week. We're gonna fucking see.
I'm not ready for the discourse.
I mean, who's picking him up in fantasy? Did someone?
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
See. Waivers are tomorrow. Is someone gonna put in a claim? I'm not. I will.
No.
I have a QB problem, and I'm not doing it. I don't care. I'm in last place, baby.
Kyler Murray's back. 2 weeks off. Spent most of that time playing Call of Duty. Better than ever for me.
There you go.
He downloaded the right version of Warzone.
Yeah,
Would you download OG Warzone?
Yeah.
Which somehow I tried to find it. I'm like, how did you download it? I think they removed service from that game and delisted it. I can't find it anywhere.
I don't know.
All right. I realize now that a consequence of not having a recording going in Audacity is that I don't know how long we've been doing this for. It feels like a naturalistic breaking point, though. So thank you, everyone, for checking out episode 206 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, which will almost certainly be titled Potato Baseball. If you like what you heard, like, comment, subscribe, etc. Check us out on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok for highlight clips. ActBlue link in the description. Thank you to our patrons, Tiffany Cole, Sucky Badger, and Sensual Richard Nixon. Follow us on Twitter for updates at D2_podcast. Follow me at Lucas Drider on Twitter to keep up with all of my writing. And be sure to tune in to the anime live stream that I am hosting for my 9 to 5 job at Fandom. There's going to be tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you somehow manage to watch all of this episode to get to this call out before that live stream starts, that's rad. Maybe reevaluate your priorities, but thank you. We appreciate it. And goodbye. We wish you a good week.